Hello, friends. Welcome to Take Two for this Wednesday, the 14th of September, 2022. I'm Jeannie. I am so glad that you have decided to come along for the ride today. Well, some years ago, I had a friend, I'm going to call her Susie, and not her real name. Anyway, she had a very close next door neighbor living next door to her, and her husband got transferred with his job, and they very suddenly found out that they needed to move, so they were going to be selling their house. Well, Susie was very close with her neighbor. I'll call her neighbor Anne. Susie and Anne were very close friends with one another, and of course, it happened very quickly and they had to put the house up for sale. It sold in a minute, and before you know it, she went from having her regular go get a cup of coffee with best friend, suddenly was packing up and moving, and new people were moving into this house. Well, it was a little bit sad for Susie because she was very, very close with Anne. And when they were getting ready to go, that was kind of a sad thing. And here's another very interesting thing. They were both talking about beautifying their yards, and they were going to be to the expanse of lawn between their two houses. They were talking about putting in a pond, maybe some goldfish, something like that, and a little like curved walking bridge. And that's what they were going to be doing. But then when the husband got the job transfer and they suddenly had to sell the house and move, what ended up happening was that dream went away, and that was it. Well, anyway, Susie's very, very friendly and she loves to be friendly with people. So she was kind of looking forward to the new people moving in next door. Well, they said goodbye to Anne, and her husband and children went away, and suddenly this new family started moving in, the Browns. We're going to call them the Browns. They started moving in next door, and Susie made every attempt to try to be friendly with them. She'd see them and wave, and they just kind of dashed back into the house, and she was a little bit, surprised. She even left a welcome basket on their front door, which went in the house, and she never heard from them. Finally, weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks passed, and she saw the husband outside taking out the trash, and she ran over and said, well, hello. She introduced herself, and he didn't even, I think he barely introduced himself back. And she said, did you get the welcome basket? And he said, oh, yes, we got it. And that kind of, not even a thank you. It was very sad for Susie because she was trying to, make friends with these folks, and they just did not want to know. Well, anyway, long story short, finally one day, Susie was outside pulling weeds, and she said that while she was pulling weeds, that Mr. and Mrs. Brown walked over to her, and she was so surprised. She was thinking, oh, maybe we're going to grill together or do something. And they said, listen, we've been thinking about it, and we've decided that we want to put up a fence. And that really crushed her because you remember what they were going to do was build a bridge and a pond, and they wanted to put up a fence. Well, anyway, needless to say, that was very, very crushing for Susie. Sometimes we try and try and try to become friends with people, and maybe the people that we're trying to be friends with are not friendly people. Now, they may have their reasons. Not everybody has to be besties all the time. Of course not. And of course, you can't recreate something you had with somebody else, because if that's it and the others are gone, Anne and her family left, there was nothing they could do about it. These people weren't mean or anything. They just did not want to be friendly with the neighbors, which is so sad. Some of us, boys and girls, build bridges, while others of us build fences. Now, we have our reasons for doing that. I mean, maybe they were in a neighborhood where their neighbors were, prior to that, were very nosy and were always in their business. And they thought, next time we move, we're not getting chummy with anybody, and we're going to put up a fence, and that's it. Maybe that's their thinking and their reasoning. That's their business if they want to do that. Maybe in Susie's case, she never had closeness with others. And then when she and Anne became best buddies, all she wanted to do was do things, bridge building projects together. See, we have to always bear in mind that there are some people who are bridge builders and others who are fence installers. And that's okay, because That's what makes the world go round. You can't make somebody, force somebody to be one or the other. And also remember, boys and girls, if they are that way, they have their reasons. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't reach out and show love like Susie did. Susie reached out, gave a welcome basket, did all these things, tried saying hello every time they saw them outside and all that, and they just didn't want to know. The Browns have their reasons for doing the things they do. And maybe one day Susie will make friends with somebody, maybe on the other side of her. Who knows? Maybe she'll make friends with the people across the road. I don't know. But let's always cut folks slack and realize some build bridges, some put up fences. Now, listen, go out and be a blessing to somebody today because you may end up being the only one who is. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. That's Jeanne Sigler, Jeanne Sigler. Hit the subscribe button, that notification bell. You'll be notified every time another Take Two is premiering. And don't forget, great music, great programming on UltimateOldiesRadio.com every Saturday morning, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. You could hear Through the Eyes of a New York Woman, that's me. And then also on Sundays at oldies700.com, that's oldies700.com. You could tune in and hear that program again on Sundays at 4 Central, 5 Eastern, and then immediately following is On the Road with Chef Michael. Good stuff. Well, listen, you be blessed. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.